Good evening and welcome to a program devoted entirely to lefties losing it. Let's start with the many accents of chameleon Kamala. She can go from Ivy League to the ghetto.
So friends, 64 days.
Let's just get through the next 64 days. How about that?
She's even pulled out a little Latino heat in recent weeks, but I believe this may be the first time she's tried a Jamaican accent.
Have you no empathy, man?
Yes.
You know, for the suffering of other people. Have you no sense of purpose?
She's so authentic, so likeable and confident. Of course, I jest. Now, Kamala has a man problem, and it's not just Doug, knock him out, Emhoff. No, he's not the only one causing her headaches. But the fact that so many American men, including black men, do not want to vote for her. Now, the reasons are numerous. They're real and valid reasons. But of course, the simplistic take is that these men must be sexist. Here is Barack Obama lecturing the brothers, as he calls them, on why they must back Kamala.
We have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers.
He then went on to lecture them about why they must pick Kamala and why any reluctance must be due to what sexist, misogynist monsters they are.
You just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable.
Now, that little rant inspired some feedback from members of the black community, male and female.
I want Barack Obama and every Democrat out there to know you do not own black people. We are not slaves. Our chains are gone. We do not owe you anything, and we don't have to give you an account for how we choose to vote.
The Democrats then unleashed Barack Obama into the wild to shame us black men for not supporting Kamala Harris, despite the fact that she's yet to unveil any policies that represent our interests. But if it was a white politician shaming other white men for not voting based on identity politics, y'all will call him racist. Why is it okay for Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, and all these other people that supposedly look like me? Why is it okay for them to get on TV and shame me for not voting for them simply because they look like me? That is racist, brother. I don't know how else to put it. That is racism. I don't have to vote for Kamala because she's quote-unquote black, just like I shouldn't have voted for yo because you got up there, you tap dance for the establishment, and you ain't do a goddamn for the black people that put you in office. You, brother.
You ain't did a thing for us in the 8 years that you was in the White House. And you think you gonna pop up during an election year and try to scold black men for not wanting to vote for your candidate? Have you lost mind?
I spent 7 years of my life fighting your administration, you and Biden, by the way, for my husband's military benefits. My daughter died because of Obamacare. I don't give a about you.
This message is for President Obama. First and foremost, you're not going to tell me what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. Number one, I ain't going to vote for Kamala Harris. I think that she's going to make a bad president. She's a bad vice president. Everything she does, she tries to politicize it, and she hasn't shown the fact that she wants to put America first ever. So I'm not voting for that individual.
What you thought you was doing, Barack Obama? Boy, you done stepped out there. All you did was black men off, bruh. All you did was black men off. Why y'all think the American people why y'all think the Democrat Party own black folk? The Democrat Party don't own black folks, bruh. What you thought you was doing with that? We see the play. We know, we see the play. Kamala Harris is losing. She's not going to win.
The audacity of you to say to us that we are required and we better vote for Kamala Harris and that we don't want to see a woman in a position of power. You are a liar.
That's just a sample, folks. Plenty more where that came from. Now let's check in with the man who Kamala Harris handpicked as her running mate, Tim Walls. Here, Tim tries to reload a gun. This is the man they picked to inject masculinity and country vibes into the campaign. They set up this contrived hunt to showcase that masculinity and gun prowess. It's not working out too well there. That is just appalling stuff. We've got a celebrity extravaganza coming up, but first to Gwen Walls, the wife of Tim Walls. You'll remember her.
Bye-bye, Donald Trump!
She's terrifying. Well, listen to her here order people to take 3 friends with them to the polling booth.
I need you to take yourself and 3 friends to the ballot box and make your voice heard. You have to vote. I'm going to repeat that again. You and 3 of your friends have to make your voices heard by voting.
Okay, I'm just grateful that she stopped turning the page and stopped singing.
We will all stand up and cheer. To the other team we'll never yield, and we won't forget we're here. We will fight for victory.
Weird, just weird. And if you want to know just how weird this couple is on this Columbus Day, let's take a look at what Governor Tim Walls said back in 2020 when far-left activists tore down a statue of Columbus. Let's look at the destruction first. This is how Governor Walls reacted. Not condemnation, not even mild criticism, but he defended the leftist extremists destroying monuments. He said they had legitimate concerns about a genocidal monument.
It was an act of civil disobedience that we need to make sure people feel that there is a proper outlet to address what are legitimate concerns around what they view as a genocidal monument that they have to walk to in their democracy.
You want this character anywhere near the White House? Are you nuts? Now, yesterday we mocked Tim Walls' attempts to play the macho man gun enthusiast. That whole thing was frankly beyond parody, but Kamala's antics are being parodied on Saturday Night Live. Here she is playing Family Feud.
Okay, 100 people surveyed, top 6 answers on the board. Name something that you keep in your glove compartment. Oh, VP Harris.
Steve, look, I was raised in a middle-class family, all right?
Oh, here we go.
Okay, my mother raised my sister and me, all right? Yeah. She worked hard and saved up.
Yeah,
And we had a second mother, too.
Okay. Did that mother have a glove compartment?
A small business owner named Miss Shelton.
Okay, we got that. Something that you keep in your glove compartment.
Oh, a Glock, Steve, a big old Glock.
Now, you know the Democrats are getting desperate when they pull out the celebrity card. Last week, we brought you vision of Bruce Springsteen embarrassing himself with publicly airing his TDS symptoms, Trump derangement syndrome symptoms. It was unedifying. And I regret to inform you that John Bon Jovi is also similarly afflicted, and even worse, he has written a song about it all. He tweeted that he is voting for Harris and Walls, and this is the aforementioned song. Brace yourself, the cringe is extreme. Let's see what other A-listers are embarrassing themselves in recent days. And we've got Jennifer Garner, actress Jennifer Garner. She must be a very good actress indeed, because she said this outrageous lie without laughing out loud.
I'm looking at these beautiful faces, these women, and at these strong men. God, is there anything sexier than a man who is like men for Kamala? You are the front line of this battle, for lack of a better word.
Is there anything sexier than men for Kamala? Yes, everything is sexier than dudes for Kamala. Are you kidding me? Now let's get more daft celebrity endorsements delivered in cringe fashion. Here is Kerry Washington along with John Legend and his wife Chrissy Teigen. That's the model who was exposed for sending the most vile trolling comments to teenagers, including telling one to kill herself. Happily, those episodes are well behind her. Now she's producing content like this.
I honestly, genuinely, fully, 100% sincerely believe that this is going to change people's lives.
And what is Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer up to these days? Okay, at least she wasn't saying anything unhinged in that clip.
Donald Trump came all the way to Michigan to beat down and insult the people of Detroit. So keep Detroit out of your mouth, Donald Trump. In the words of Aretha, show Detroiters a little respect.
Keep Detroit out of your mouth, Donald Trump. Dear me. Now, this is a masterclass in how to handle the Democrats' propaganda arm, the leftist losing it activists in the media. Here is J.D. Vance on ABC.
The incidents were limited to a handful of apartment complexes, and the mayor said our dedicated police officers have acted on those concerns. A handful of problems.
Only, Martha, do you hear yourself? Only a handful of apartment complexes in America were taken over by Venezuelan gangs, and Donald Trump is the problem and not Kamala Harris's open border? Americans are so fed up with what's going on, and they have every right to be. And I really find this exchange, Martha, sort of interesting because you seem to be more focused with nitpicking everything that Donald Trump has said rather than acknowledging that apartment complexes in the United States of America are being taken over by violent gangs.
Yeah, just a few apartment complexes, nothing to worry about. And here is J.D. Vance with New York Times reporter Lulu Garcia-Navarro, who claims that you can't deport all these illegal immigrants because they work in construction and we need more houses than ever. I wonder if she was against abolishing slavery too. J.D. Vance treated her questions with the disdain they deserve.
I don't think that many people who look into this agree with you, but about a third of the construction workforce in this country is Hispanic. Of those, a large proportion are undocumented. So how do you propose to build all the housing necessary that we need in this country by removing all the people who are working in construction?
Well, I think it's a fair question because we know that back in the 1960s when we had very low levels of illegal immigration, Americans didn't buy houses, didn't build houses. But of course they did. And I'm being sarcastic, of course, in service of a point. Again, this is one of the really deranged things that I think illegal immigration does to our society is it gets us in a mindset of saying we can only build houses with illegal immigrants when we have 7 million, just men, not even women, just men who have completely dropped out of the labor force. People say, well, Americans won't do those jobs. Americans won't do those jobs for below the table wages.
And to the ladies of The View, the bitter, mean-spirited Delulu ladies of The View, here is Sunny Hostin calling black men, Cuban men who vote for Trump, ridiculous and crazy.
You've got 53% of white women that voted for him in 2020. We've got to reach those women. We've got to reach those ridiculous, crazy black men that did vote for Trump. We've got to reach those people. We've got to reach the Cuban men in Miami that overwhelmingly voted for Trump. I don't know what their hearts look like.
That should be part of Trump's next ad. He'll set records for the black vote if more black folk knew how the elite Democrat class look at them. And if you want to know just how wacky Sunny is, listen to her say just last month that Joe Biden's legacy will rival George Washington's. I wish I was kidding.
I truly believe that his legacy will be etched in the history books as Washington, as someone who put that ego aside and put his country first.
He also so decent.
That's definitely his legacy.
Yeah. It's still funny every time I hear it. Now, let's hear from some black men who are voting for Trump, even as this shopkeeper who's interviewing them tries to convince them to vote for Kamala.
About to vote?
Yeah.
Who you voting for?
Trump.
Come on, bro. Harris does backwards, bro.
What?
Harris.
Man, we not voting for that, man. We voted for Trump, man. I'm black.
So why you ride with Trump so much?
Them Venezuelans taking all our bread.
Hey, Trump or Kamala?
Trump, to be honest.
Why Trump, though?
He used to keep immigrants out, so, you know, it was able for us to get jobs. It's hard for us to get jobs now, shit, because immigrants taking over.
Like, what would make you want to vote for Kamala?
I ain't gonna lie, we was the last 2 people on Earth. Still wouldn't do that shit. Damn. On bro grave.
It's like that?
Yeah, it's like that. I don't with her.
I go with Trump. She ain't no good. I'll put it like that. So whoever wanna believe and go with her, check her history. Y'all turn around then.
So you wouldn't vote for a black woman? It's gonna be the first black woman in office.
That's gonna start World War III soon as she get in.
Kamala or Trump?
Huh?
Trump?
Yeah.
Ah, come on, bro. Kamala till it's backwards, bro.
Man, what you Kamala, we voting for Trump, but what are you talking about? You know damn well we don't Kamala. Trump.
Why, bro?
Give out free stamps and everything. You tweaking.
Yeah, that's how you feel.
Do us. You tweaking.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I vote Kamala.
Man, we you and Kamala.
Come on, bro. I can't even have my opinion. Damn, bro.
Bro, you voting for you, so you with that all them Venezuelans? You with all that goofy?
Yeah.
Nah, ain't no yeah.
Now, the Democrats and Kamala Harris are in full panic mode. Black men are abandoning the Democrats, and Barack Obama, berating the brothers, as he calls them, isn't going to bring them back. So the Veep went on The Breakfast Club and talked about reparations before again reminding us she grew up in a middle-class family.
My question to you is, what's your stance on reparations? We all know that America became great, you know, off the backs of free black labor. How progressive are you on making it a priority and righting America's wrongs?
Yes, I am running to be a president for all Americans. That being said, I do have clear eyes about the disparities that exist and the context in which they exist, meaning history, to your point. So my agenda, well, first of all, on the point of reparations, it has to be studied. There's no question about that. And I've been very clear about that position. In terms of my immediate plan, I will tell you a few of the following. One, as it relates to the economy, which is a lot of what you have addressed. Look, I grew up in the middle class. My mother, worked hard, raised me and my sister.
She always goes back to that. But reparations, really? So people who've never owned slaves giving money to people who've never been slaves? Sounds like the sort of lefty losing at policy Harris always champions. Also on the program, we've got this incredible statement from Kamala saying the only reason she's losing support is because Republicans are scaring people away. Then she goes straight to one of her favourite bits of scaremongering and lies about Project 25.
Part of the challenge that I face is that they are trying to scare people away because they know they otherwise have nothing to run on. Ask Donald Trump what his plan is for Black America. Ask him. I'll tell you what it is. Look at Project 2025.
Project 25. Project 25. The hypocrisy, the projection there is incredible. All they have is fear and lies about Project 25 and threats to democracy. And with the Democrats losing support among black men, we saw Kamala resort to racist, sexist bribes. She posted this overnight. She said, black men deserve a president who cares about making their lives better. And then she attached her policy agenda for black men, including creating an opportunity agenda for black men, not black women, not Latino men, certainly not white folk, just black men mentioned in her communication. And let's look at what she offers this demographic. $1 million loans that are fully forgivable. And the woman who locked up people for marijuana offences is now promising to make weed legal, because that's all black men care about in Kamala's eyes, not paying back their loans and weed. Can you imagine if Trump posted a policy called creating an opportunity agenda for white men? But the Veep has not just been race baiting, she's also been stargazing.
There's this whole, I talked with somebody once who said, if you just look at where the stars are in the sky, don't look at them as just random things. If you just look at them as points, look at the constellation, what does it show you? So you just outlined it, Roland. What does it show you?
I have no idea what that was about. I've got no explanation at all. Just thank God she has such a relatable, normal, masculine man's man from the Midwest as her running mate. Not like he's going to say anything stupid.
Look, you all know it. We can't have 4 more years of this. We won't have 4 more years of it. We won't.
There you go. That's definitely in Trump's next ad. We can't have 4 more years of this. He's right. The Democrats have been terrible. And if you thought sassy moves and stupid comments were all Tim Walz had to offer, then you'd be wrong. He's actually quite mean-spirited too. Here he mocks Trump and a woman who he helped out by giving her $100 for her grocery bill.
But he walks into this grocery store and he hands a $100 bill to a lady to pay for his groceries. Did you see this? So I'm like thinking, I wonder what he's doing there. And then I got to thinking, I think it's just natural. Any woman he sees, he pays off because he did something on there. I don't know.
What an absolute grub. Now, there's stupid, there is spectacularly stupid, and then there is this. Watch this leftist TikToker lose her mind and vandalise the flag display at a Greek restaurant in New Jersey because she thought the Greek flag was the Israeli flag, and apparently that entitles her to act like this.
I'm about to come back and put Free Palestine, too. The Free Palestine, look, what you looking at? You know damn well there's a genocide. You know there's a genocide. Now stop it. I'm taking this down. I'm gonna leave this one. Take this one down right here. I don't stand for this. There's genocide, and I don't stand for Zionism. And Montclair, I don't support it. There's a genocide. You know that, right? They're killing children. What's the purpose? Be proud of your heritage. Y'all understand there's a genocide, right?
Yeah, that guy's face says it all. Now, let's see how this lefty losing it reacts when told that she's attacking a Greek restaurant and tearing down Greek flags.
But this is not okay.
This is Greeky.
Who's this?
This is Greeky.
What? Really?
Greeky.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was Israel. My bad. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. It looked like Israel. Okay, well, you want it back?
Do you want your flag display I just tore down back? Unbelievable. Just as unbelievable is the fact that that idiot chose to post that on social media. It's almost funny until you realise these people vote, and when it comes to their vote, you know they ain't voting for Donald Trump. Democrats count on low information voters who consume trash like this.
If Donald Trump does win, there won't be Democrats go back and figure out how to get more voters and figure out how to change your positions. There will be camps. There will be Project 2025. There could be arrests of people like Adam Schiff. There could be Nancy Pelosi being hauled off to jail.
There will be camps. Project 25, they are unravelling. As for Nancy Pelosi being hauled off to jail, you mean like the lawfare that's been unleashed on Republicans in recent years, the sham cases against Donald Trump? Democrats shamelessly weaponise the justice system and then they play the victim. This is classic cry-bully behaviour. Let's go to the lefty lunatic asylum that is MSNBC now. Here is Mara Gay from the New York Times claiming that men who listen to Joe Rogan need therapy and could be fascists.
Not all men are just at home listening to Joe Rogan, being angry or being recruited to fascism. Some just need therapy, like we all do. I go to therapy, that's great.
Good luck with the therapy, but perhaps take a class in English as well so you know what words like fascism actually mean. And a math class wouldn't go astray either. Remember, this is the same Mara Gay who said this on MSNBC.
Somebody tweeted recently that actually with the money he spent, he could have given every American $1 million.
I've got it. Let's put it up on the screen. When I read it tonight on social media, it kind of all became clear. Bloomberg spent $500 million on ads. U.S. population, 327 million. Don't tell us if you're ahead of us on the math. He could have given each American $1 million and have had lunch money left over. It's an incredible way of putting it.
It's an incredible way of putting it. It's true. It's disturbing.
It's true, yeah. It'd be true if America's population was 327, not 327 million. These are the people who think they're your moral and intellectual superiors, and they're idiots. Why don't we now check in on how a COVID-conscious person travels? For some people, it's always March 2020.
How I travel as a COVID-conscious person. First, I use Covixol nasal spray before going to the airport, and I mask in the Uber, of course, and I always mask in the airport. When I get on the plane, I wipe down as much as I can with Clorox wipes, and I use my Pure Enrichment air purifier for the plane. I wait a little bit to eat after everyone else gets their snacks, and I plan to do as much of my activities outside as possible. When I get home, I wear a mask and test a few days in a row, and that is that.
And that's it from me tonight. I'll see you Sunday morning for Outsiders. Good night.